Hello, gigglers. I hope that you're having a wonderful day at whatever time it is that you've tuned in to listen to this summary of the book Brand Failures by Matt Haig. I'm Joel D'Souza, and I'm going to be spending the next few minutes taking you through the summary of this very interesting book. And I'm sure that you're going to enjoy this one. So stay tuned and let's begin with the summary. Summary of Brand Failures by Matt Haig. Introduction. Branding is not just associated with the naming or the logo of the company anymore. Rather, it plays a much greater role in defining and identifying the company. It has been found that around 90% of the companies fail within 5 years of their launch. What do you think are some of the common reasons or mistakes due to which these companies fail? And is there a way that you can avoid these mistakes? Well, definitely yes. There is always a way. Many of the companies have made mistakes when it comes to branding. Understanding these mistakes and avoiding them is what will help you to succeed. Once a brand has been created, it's very important to handle it carefully, as even a single small mistake can mess up the whole identity of the brand. The aim of this book is to provide an overview of what not to do in terms of branding by explaining to you the examples of several huge multimillionaire companies such as Coca-Cola, Kellogg's, and Harley-Davidson. While these stories may suggest that failure is inevitable, their examples may help you to identify the areas related to danger and hence avoid them. With that in mind, let's now start with our process of brand learning. Classic failures. Many people think that the main reason a company succeeds is due to its product. However, they are wrong. Although product is one of the reasons for success, the most important formula for success is branding. Now, what do you think will happen if the company doesn't focus on its branding and the values that the brand represents? What do you think happens when a company that sells an original product decides to copy its competitor and tries to sell a new original product? Well, you got it right. The company often fails when it tries to replace its originality. It's important that you understand the values of your brand and always try to follow those values. Playing with the values and the originality of the brand is one of the biggest mistakes that you can do. However, when you have already made this mistake, is there a way back out? Is there a possible U-turn or an exit? One of the most famous soft drink companies had to face disastrous results when they tried to change their original product. They tried to play with the values of their brand and tried to copy their competitor. Coca-Cola has been a successful company for a very long time now. However, in 1985, the company decided to replace its most popular drink with a new drink called New Coke. The main reason behind this decision was their competitor, which is Pepsi Cola. To understand this new decision of the company completely, let's travel back in time. The main competitor of Coca-Cola was the brand named Pepsi Cola. Their war had been around for a very long time. It all started back in the 1950s, shortly after the World War II. The Coke was sold in much higher numbers than Pepsi. The company's success ratio was a whopping 5:1. However, during the next decade, Pepsi started getting more and more attention than Coca-Cola. Pepsi started getting more popular among the youth and thus posing a threat to Coca-Cola. In the 1970s, Pepsi launched a challenge called the Pepsi Challenge, which was basically testing the customers on which drinks they would prefer. Is it the sweet Pepsi or is it famous Coca-Cola? Surprisingly, most people preferred Pepsi's sweet taste over Coca-Cola. This challenge continued throughout the 1980s. Pepsi even signed contracts with big celebrities like Michael Jackson and Don Johnson for their product marketing and promotion. Coke began to fear that it would end up losing its first position in the market. The company was now losing its shares not only to its main competitor Pepsi, but also to several other drinks such as Sprite, Fanta, and Diet Coke. In 1983, Coke's market shares had dropped to their lowest, 24%, which created fear in the company. Pepsi was still catching up to them. The main reason why Coke was still ahead was due to its more effective distribution throughout the world. However, it was only a matter of time before Pepsi would catch up to them and steal away their number one position. Coke knew that something had to be done. The company concluded that the main problem was with the product's taste, as they were defeated in Pepsi's taste challenge. So Coke decided it was time to replace their original Coca-Cola with a brand new product called New Coke. However, the company had highly underestimated the power of its brand. When the decision was announced to the public, a large number of people were upset, and they decided to completely boycott the new product. When the new Coke was launched in the market, the company's sales rapidly declined. Further, the people were outraged as the product they loved was no longer available. This left the company with no choice but to bring the original product back. Coca-Cola thus learned the importance of branding and how it is much more important than the product itself.